You punch a player's head, no foul.
You clear handball when you raise your elbow, no penalty.
Declan Rice hug, bro. It's like a bear hug. Like the submission, the defender can't even do anything for himself, right? And you don't call it a foul. Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of the Football Kaki. I'm your host Elder and I'm joined by my fellow Kaki bro, Paul. Paul, how you doing, bro?
I'm okay, brother. Long week.
Yeah, long week. Have you finished Drive to Survive yet?
Nope.
Or have you even started?
I just watched the first episode just now.
Okay, I finished it already.
Okay.
It's okay. I will say this, compared to all the past few seasons, this season actually quite boring. I'm just gonna be flat out saying.
Bro, it's the same lah. If you're the kind that follows the Formula 1 season, right? You really know what to expect. Yeah.
Right. I think it's like more to do with everybody wants to know what's happening behind the scenes, because in the front everybody knows what happened already. So like you know who's gonna be world champion, you know where's the bad point. Like they try to make it like how to say
mysterious,
interesting, like serious and interesting, right? But just that it's because the action for last year was so boring that actually the season ended up being very boring. So like how do you dramatize something that's boring?
Yeah, and since like Formula 1 is so in the spectacle of the social media, right? Everybody knows everything every week. Fans are very up to date to the news. Like example, if who's incoming when Lawson went out, straight away they know it's Tsunoda.
Yeah.
You know that kind of thing, right? And then apart from the racing, which is quite short actually, 2 hours a week only.
Yeah.
It's only like 2 hours on a Sunday. Then after that, what's next for fans? They're just gonna keep up with the stories, you know, the outside life of the drivers, you know, the personal life of the drivers, all this.
Or like maybe like there's one like argument between like two other team principals that basically is like, hey, your car got a problem, this car got a problem. Like basically it's like all the standard drama that all of us just go like, okay. Then maybe you'll be like wondering, okay, when's the new upgrade? It's very methodical to a point where it's like you kind of know what's going to happen and it can get a bit repetitive. But I think like this year, because of the new like regulation change and everything, because the first GP is this Sunday, right? Which unfortunately I might miss because I have something on. I'm so sad. But because of the regulation changes, right, that's where like everything could be happening lah. But do you see what's happening right now, bro?
About?
No, because
the Middle Eastern races, right?
Yeah. So that's one. But the other thing is that because they also, how to say, like a lot of them route the vehicles, everything through the Middle East,
Yep.
So they're trying to go over to Australia. So it ends up, right, because of that, they had to reroute a lot of things to try to ensure that the equipment got to Qatar. And there are rumors, right, that you know Ferrari, right? The crew is stuck in Qatar.
They cannot come out, right?
They cannot come out. So there's a chance, right, that the crew that they're using for the Australian GP, right, is not the actual team. It's the testing team. So it's very...
it's unfortunate lah, bro. Yeah.
It's unfortunate because now you're looking at probably Saudi might get cancelled.
I won't even be surprised if it's like Bahrain also, you know.
Yeah.
But then because Abu Dhabi is like quite late in the year, so maybe things got like better in the end.
Yeah, because the first two races in the Middle East,
Bahrain and Saudi, yeah.
Like they're gonna go Asia first, then they're gonna go to the Middle East.
Yeah.
Correct. So it's like the first 3 races I don't think should be much of an issue because you're going Australia, China, then Japan.
That's correct.
Yeah, so the two. So we shall see, because of everything that's going on in the Middle East, right, it's going to affect a lot of things. So I think let's just get into it, because we're going to talk about this also in one very particular country and a World Cup tournament that's coming up. Yep. So that's what's going to happen later. So to begin this week, we're going to do it very simply, right? There's 3 things we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about Arsenal versus Chelsea, Man United versus Crystal Palace, and then the match of the week will be Newcastle Man United, right? Because the Arsenal-Chelsea game, right, and the Man U Palace game is the epitome of like, what exactly is the rule in refereeing already? Bro, there's a lot of shambolic like refereeing calls like that happened this week. Even like Spurs against Fulham, right? There's one incident that happened.
The recent goal, right? Yeah.
That basically, right, is like the most, I would say, is the most hypocritical like or inconsistent type of like refereeing decisions, like in comparison to what happened in another game in the North London derby. So we'll talk about that a little bit, right? But we have what's going on. So today, bro, what exactly is what's going on? Now, before we get into today's episode, a special word from our sponsor.
This week's episode is brought to you by our friends at SGWatchHub, your one-stop platform for all things watches in Singapore. Whether you're buying, selling, or simply obsessed with timepieces, SGWatchHub connects you to sellers, retailers, and fellow collectors so you can find that perfect watch for your wrist.
And it's not just a marketplace, they also offer a full range of watch services, repairs and polishing to strap replacements, protective films, watch winders, and even authentication. SGWatchHub also works with amazing brands like Humism, an independent design studio from Singapore that turns time into art.
Instead of traditional hands, Humism watches use laser cut rotating discs to create mesmerizing kinetic patterns on the dial. You're not just reading time, you're experiencing it. One of their standout pieces is the design, part of Humism's Philosophies collection. Inspired by how we exist and experience time, the design forms a constantly shifting starburst pattern as the discs rotate.
And here's the exciting part. SGWatchHub and Humism are partnering with the Chit Chatter for a special giveaway. If you'd love to get your hands on this beautiful piece, head over to our Instagram page and follow the instructions in our pin reel to take part. If you love watches as much as we do, check out sgwatchup.sg and join the community. Big thank you to our friends at SGWatchHub, your one-stop platform for all things watches here in Singapore.
And now, back to the episode.
So I think you already let slip just now about the World Cup, right? Yeah, so I think let's not get too political. I think let's just say that we all know the situation that's ongoing now in the US with the Iran, right?
Yep.
And then apparently there's like a mini war going on, between these countries. And then talks of like Iran trying to pull out of the World Cup in US.
Yeah.
So maybe just share your thoughts maybe on the repercussions this may cause. Let's not maybe not in terms of political senses, but what if it's like teams pulling out of the World Cup, and then will teams get replaced, or how what do you think will happen, bro?
Okay, so for me, right, I think I'm gonna pull out the World Cup table right now. Basically, the World Cup 2026 table, right? I think the repercussions are actually more predominantly to do with location. Location is one, but then also teams participating. So there's two things that probably you'll be looking at where it might affect. Because one is Qatar, Middle Eastern countries. I'm going to name out the Middle Eastern countries that are actually going to be in the World Cup. So one is Qatar's going to be inside. Then after that, you've got Iran, Saudi Arabia, and I think it's just these three Middle Eastern countries that are going to be participating in the World Cup. So if now we are having, especially not forgetting, right, the World Cup is literally 3 months away only.
Yeah.
We're talking about March, right? You're talking about the World Cup that begins on June 11th this year. So if that's really one problem, and basically the Middle East is having issues, what more so in the event that you're already not forgetting Mexico got another issue. Yeah, so Mexico has a issue regarding some crime things. I'm not going to get into it already, right? It's basically there's another issue. So the only stable country that can host the World Cup is Canada right now at this moment in time. So whether or not this happens, right, is going to be a question mark, because you're looking at supposedly, right, for the 18 World Cup, right, one team might pull out, which is Iran, obviously. The other two are 50-50. And then the thing is, if let's say only one team pulls out, let's say Iran pulls out, right? Who's going to replace them?
Yeah. Maybe the next higher seeded team from their group, just now, maybe in the I'm presuming they play in Asia, right? I think it's more of do people really want to go to US now that there's so much unrest, and then they were already having so much trouble selling tickets before all this started. Yep. And then you throw all this into the mix. It becomes a very unstable tournament, or a country that has a lot of unrest. So you definitely will play into people's minds whether they want to go or not.
Correct. Also not forgetting, right, that US already in place a bit of restrictions on certain clubs traveling to the country. I think Ivory Coast has a bit of issues. So there's a lot of logistical problems already going into this World Cup, really, right? That it's it might be in the best interest of teams to actually pull out. So it comes to more to do with okay, if teams start to pull out, what's the format? You get what I mean, right? We're not getting political, right? Let's say, for example, if one team pulls out, let's say two teams from the same group pull out, right? So do the other two teams automatically advance?
No, so I think FIFA has to decide lah. Like if any team that pulls out, right? What is the next? Is there a direct substitution? The next. Let's say, example, you finish first in Asia in your Asian group. Maybe the second in that particular group go in.
Yeah.
But it will cost a lot of it will be a mess lah, bro. Let's just simply put it.
Correct.
Yeah. So I don't know, bro. Really. Okay, there's no one right solution to this.
There isn't, right? But I've actually saw that this is the hypothetical. Let's say, for example, if Iran were to pull out, right? This is what I see. So according to Straits Times, basically they're saying that because UAE finished third in automatic qualifiers behind Iran and Uzbekistan in Group A, right? So they missed out on the fourth spot. So Iraq are actually favourite to beat Bolivia or Suriname in the intercontinental players in Guadeloupe at the end of this month to become the 9th Asian team to qualify for the final. So if let's say if Iraq wins, right, Iraq more or less will get through lah. So
for all this is like it's only if on the basis if Iran pulls out, you get what I mean?
Correct. So
So what we are just basically asking is if any team that sets to pull out, what will happen?
Yeah.
So I'm guessing the next best in that group where they came from will go in lah.
Correct. So basically what happened is that UAE was third in that group. So if Iraq failed to beat Bolivia or Suriname to actually get into the World Cup, right, then Iraq will be the one that will take over. But if let's say Iraq qualify, right, then it likely will be UAE.
Yeah.
To qualify.
Like I said, the next best one. Correct.
The next best available. So it's interesting, but let's keep an eye on this, right? But I really am curious, if let's say multiple teams start to pull out, right? Because you don't know what, it could be a domino effect. If one team pull out, a lot of teams could pull out. If that happens, right, what does it do for the World Cup and the groups affected? So does it mean if, let's say, for example, I have one team that drops out of a group, right? Does it mean that they only play 2 games?
No lah, no.
Or like something like that?
I said, they will find a substitute one. FIFA's baby, right, is to make sure that the tournament continue. It's not about who wins, It's about having a successful tournament.
Which is unfortunate because to me, I find that like with everything going on, is not the best place to have a World Cup.
Yeah, for sure. Like there's already so many question marks about first putting it in the US. Secondly, it's like co-sharing with Canada and Mexico, right?
Correct.
Yeah, and then third is like you have we all don't want to say this, but you have a president that caused so much trouble. I think if there's a president that, like maybe there was more stable, I think it would have been fine lah, for sure.
Yeah.
He's the only president in the world that's like trying to cause some unrest every month.
Correct. So I mean, let's just see where this goes, right? We don't want to get into political, right? But it's something that we probably need to keep an eye on because you never know. In the next few months, within these few months, right, a lot of things could happen during the World Cup.
Yeah.
So I think that's what.
For sure.
Yeah. So it's more or less. So basically, but the chances of Iran pulling out are quite high. So if let's say Iran does pull out, like it's either Iraq or UAE, they will actually go through. So that will actually be what happens, right? So let's move on to the main segment for today, which is Arsenal versus Chelsea.
And we're going to take a quick break in the podcast to thank our friends at City Music, one of Singapore's true pioneer in the music space. City Music has long been known as a go-to destination for musical instruments, but they've also been making big headway in audio and video equipment, especially for creators and podcasters. From guitars and pianos to audio interfaces, microphones, and even video recording equipment, City Music is true one-stop shop for everything music and content creation related, with options for every budget.
In fact, the audio you're hearing right now is recorded using the Zoom ZD-M1 mic, an amazing broadcast-style microphone that delivers professional quality sound on par with other big-name podcast mics, but at nearly half the price. It's proof that you don't have to overspend to sound great. A huge thank you to our friends at CD Music for being a pioneer in the music space and for making sure creators, musicians, and podcasters always have the right equipment for whatever budget and setup they want.
City Music,
powering your sound, your music, and your content.
3 goals in this game, 3 corner kicks. A lot of controversial fouling. A lot of bodying at the front of the goal line. Correct. So, there were videos circulating, right? Basically, the goalkeeper punched a Chelsea player. Declan Rice manhandled who? Was it João Pedro? Okay, so he basically he manhandled somebody, and then everybody now, right, is adopting Arsenal's like corner kick style to a point where like the goalkeepers basically have got no chance of punching a ball. And Sanchez, right, basically, if you see both goals, right, he looked absolutely helpless.
Yep.
So, the question I think that we have here, right, yes, Arsenal won. But is there something that the PGMOL, the EPL have to do, right, to mitigate this type of corner kick tactics? Because it is absolutely, to me, getting ridiculous.
Yeah. We all thought there was one point where teams started to stop Arsenal from scoring all these kind of goals, right? Yeah, but I don't know, it's just somehow it seems to be working for them in a very unfashionable and dirty right? Dirty way. Yes. The moment you grab somebody in the box, right, it should be a foul already. I feel Yeah, so it should be either a penalty or a free kick to the other side of the team, you know. Yeah. There shouldn't be in a case where you can foul first, then when the ball is coming, then you let go of the player, that kind of thing, you know. Which is like utter BS I don't really agree with it, and it's quite sad to see that the football, the league leaders are playing this kind of football.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, listen, I would rather lose to a perfect like a tiki taka Man City than a corner kick Arsenal.
Yeah, correct. I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
And like, if you ask, okay, Arsenal fans will enjoy this for sure. They'll say, "Oh yeah, then you have to find a way to beat us because this is how we are playing." But like just a few weeks ago, the Raya was complaining that the Wolves player were doing exactly the same thing as them. So it's like it shouldn't be in the Wolves,
I think Brentford.
Brentford, sorry, yes,
Brentford.
Yeah, Brentford, yeah. So similar lah. It was like you shouldn't be doing something, and then when somebody does it back to you, then you say that why is he
start complaining, right?
They start complaining, yeah.
I agree.
I mean, yes, yeah, everyone's entitled to their own opinions, but if Arsenal fans believe that this is the way to win, then sure, take it low. Like whatever it takes to win, right?
Yeah.
Like you can go. So you're telling me that it took you 6-7 years just to find that the way to win the league is by corner kicks.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, which is quite okay, you do what you want,
I mean,
so you're happy already.
Like I think during the EPL roundup, right? There was a panel. I think Peter Schmeichel, Yepstam, right? They were all on the thing, right? So Peter Schmeichel was of the opinion, right? This is absolutely ridiculous. But Yepstam was of the opinion more like you take what you can get.
Yeah.
So
actually, from Arsenal fans, it's a smash and grab, bro.
Correct. But I have to highlight to everybody, right? Like Arsenal has got 16 goals from corners this year. 16.
Yeah. I mean, it's quite an achievement.
It's quite an achievement. But the thing is that I don't think it's something to be proud of, right? Considering the fact that the last two teams that did it were Oldham and West Brom.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So it's a smash and grab, yes. But are they proud of it? I think they are doing it more to rage bait fans lah. It's to rage bait the other fan base rather than to say that this is our style of football, you know. Stop us if you can.
No, that's the thing. So my whole thing, right, is that if you let's say for example, like if you just divide the thing by like 1/3, right? Let's say they only scored like
5 or 6, right?
5 or 6, right? Bro, they have lesser goals than Man United. So like I'm like in a point where is that your only MO to a point where that's all you can do? I think like okay, for me, right, if let's say we are Man United position, right? Okay, like Man United score 16 goals from corner kicks, I'm not gonna say anything lah. I'm not gonna say anything.
For sure.
But it's just that it's the way that they're doing it, right, that makes people upset. Because
so this is where like I said, like this is where when it comes to like whether it makes other people upset, right? They don't care, bro. The team benefiting from it don't care, bro.
Yeah.
If it's us, right, bro, we will be rejoicing to the moon as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, we score 16, but if nobody's going to do anything to stop it, then we're just going to keep doing it, you know, that kind of thing. I somewhat like disagree with Peter Schmeichel, saying that, this is not very, it's not the way to win a championship. Yeah, we all know this is not the way to win a championship.
Yeah.
But the team benefiting from it, sees there's no issue with it, for sure.
Yeah. Because, I mean, even so, right, let's just be frank, even if they change the rule, right, it's going to be next season. It's not going to be this year.
Yeah, for sure. They won't immediately stop it, that kind of thing.
So like example, like in my opinion, right, what happens if let's say Arsenal really win the league based on this thing, right? The next year it doesn't happen, right? Arsenal don't win the league, they're probably not going to care because they already won it already.
Yeah, bro, if they win the league this year, we will never hear that.
If this is the one title
60,
that they have in the next 40 years, right, that's all they're going to talk about. So, but I mean, let's be frank. You punch a player's head, no foul.
You clear handball when you raise your elbow, no penalty.
Correct. And then you hug, bro. Declan Rice
Saliba, yeah. Oh, is it that Timber?
No,
Saliba,
Declan
right?
Rice.
Oh, Declan Rice, yeah.
Declan Rice hugged hug, bro. It's like a bear hug. Like the submission, the defender can't even do anything for himself, right? And then you don't call it a foul.
Like, we have to give it to them. They are hiding their dark arts, right? Very, very well.
Yeah.
I mean, like, they don't do it in the naked eye of the referee, like where he immediately points it out. They don't do it so obviously. They foul to a point where the ball is coming and then they let go. You know that kind of thing, right? Like, it's like remember that years, how many years ago, Gabriel foul Hoyland, that one?
Yeah.
It's like he managed to make it look like it was a tussle rather than a tackle,
Correct.
Yeah, so all I can say, right, the referees need to do a better job.
It's either do a better job, right? Or they need to put in a rule, right? Come
up with a new structure, yeah.
It's like if you want to use VAR, right? They say that any contact in the box or claim contact in the box can be checked, can be verified via VAR.
Yeah, you know the first goal was scored by who? Saliba, right? That one corner kick, I saw like three
fouls, right?
Infringements, yeah, three different infringements,
right?
And not one was called. Yeah, I get it, Is they want to make the league more exciting, So the referees are like bent towards one side. When then last week, it was the Kolo Muani barely even touched Gabriel and then straight away foul. That kind of thing.
And then this week, Fulham did it to Spurs.
No, then no foul, right?
Then no foul, bro. And then Fulham scored. So what's the consistency?
Correct. It only benefits them when it's exciting. I mean, like, we can say likewise to, like, I don't know, bro, so many times, but yeah, it's different when it's Arsenal. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, let's just call it that. But I mean, they won. I just can't wait until like something happens, because to be frank, they're really hanging on by the skin of their teeth, right? People often forget, yes, they have a 5-point gap to City, right? But City have a game in hand. So the gap is actually 2. So
could have been gone, if Dilap was on side, bro.
Yeah.
Very lucky, very, very lucky they didn't concede at the last
minute. Which is why I'm saying, right, like, if they're not good from open play to the point that if, let's say, those goals didn't go in, right, they will be suffering like mad. Like you think about it, like, you're so reliant on set pieces, that if let's say you're just tasked, okay, open goal. Let's say in the end the tactic become, don't give Arsenal a corner. Like, just prevent that corner, right? Just purposely throw in, right? You think they'll score 16 goals? I don't think so.
But it's become somewhat their identity this season.
Which is so
even
sad.
The last 2 seasons, yeah.
Which is so sad, because it's like you associate like corner kick and set piece or dark arts of football with like middle to the lower end part of the Premier League, not the top.
I mean, like, yes, like Mourinho used to have his own dark arts when he was at Chelsea, right?
Yeah.
But the football was good, bro.
Yeah.
The football was good first. Then when they were winning, then the dark arts come out, right?
Correct. It's like basically is they were managing the game. They weren't like trying to win. They were like, okay, I beat you first, and then I frustrate you to a point where like I psychologically defeat you just to get it out. Yep. It's like even with let's say, for example, City was good at set pieces. Like, we know it best now, because how many times Vincent Kompany scored against us?
Yeah. And they were like literally good,
Like, it was like good set pieces. Like, I get the open.
But they don't do it all the time. They don't do it 100% of the time. You get what I mean?
Correct.
They don't play for corners.
Correct. They play good, solid football that actually makes people remember how they win games.
Yep.
Yeah. Even like with Liverpool, also Liverpool wasn't this like crass. So also it's like kind of thing. But let's just, I think with this game, let's just call it very simple, right? Just to feedback, right? So Chelsea have gotten more out of this.
Yeah, you see, and I don't want to talk about the referee thing, right? Like, apparently Pedro Neto didn't even know he had a yellow card. Yeah, but I think that's on him, But then, the stats don't speak very well for Chelsea when they play Arsenal. So it was an expected result, like what we foresaw. And then, it could have been a nice, easy victory for Arsenal if they had played like a proper game of football. That kind of thing. Yeah, and then nobody can take it away from them. Rather than they say, oh, corner merchant.
No, that's the worst part. It's like, they can play good football. It's just they just choose not to, which is damn annoying. They choose
to play all these stupid games.
Yeah lah, which is like I always, like we said before, once it dries up, what are you gonna do?
Yep.
Like, legit, once it dries up, what exactly you gonna do? Because like, it's gonna dry up sooner or later lah.
Yeah, I agree. Yep.
So let's just see. Basically, Arsenal retained their spot at the top table, right? But the refereeing consistency has to come out with something, because the way that this is going is absolutely ridiculous to me. Already.
Yep.
Like, how do you get away with hugging a player when the ball's coming in?
Yeah.
It don't make
Let's just
sense.
move on, bro. Not worth.
It don't make sense, right?
this,
Because sticking to refereeing, right? Let's move on to the Man United and Crystal Palace game, right? The referee gave Manchester United the lifeline that we needed, but it wasn't without controversy, because there's two sides of the coin to this thing. So basically the thing in question is basically like Lacriox red card in the second half where he fouled Cunha. Like, basically what happened is he grabbed Cunha's shoulder outside the box. Cunha went into the box. Cunha went down. He was through on goal, pretty much really guaranteed through on goal, right? But the referee didn't give an immediate red card. It was only after like 5 minutes of VAR conversation, right, that red card was officially given as confirmed penalty, because the contact carried into the box, and then it was a denial of goal scoring opportunity. Then it became a red card. So my question becomes, why did it take so long?
Maybe at first they were checking where the contact was, and then where he fell, and then after that they were like, let's move on to whether it's really a denial of the goal scoring opportunity.
Correct.
Because it really was the last guy.
Yep.
And then Cunha would have been true on goal. Okay, it doesn't really have to be in the scoring position. As long as it's true on goal, it's like it's the last man situation, and then
Correct.
The red card was deserved, I feel. Yeah, but I felt that the penalty was a bit harsh, I felt that it would have been more of a free kick outside the box rather than a penalty. Yeah. Because the initial foul was outside.
Correct. So, like, the rule, I'm not sure what exactly the rule is, right? But a lot of people are saying that if you look at the VAR, right, according to where they stopped the thing, right, the contact happened inside and outside the box.
Yep.
So they measured the point of when the final contact was made. Basically, like, when did he push and when he let go, right? And then
because when you foul him initially, he still managed to go in,
Correct. So when the foul happened and when they measure, right, if you remember when they started the VAR, right, it was basically his hand was inside the box,
Yeah.
Then Cunha was already inside. Then they took that, that's the point of the foul. That's the final conclusion. That's the conclusion of the point of the foul, right? Then basically it'll be over. Because the thing is, there's been many times in the past whereby, I think you notice that, they always scrap at the corner, then somebody pulls the player down, the player cannot pull down, but he pulled down outside the box, but he lands up inside the box.
Yep.
Yeah, so usually that's a free kick. But then for this case, it was like in and out, because Cunha went down inside the box, right? But there was contact that carried on from the outside to the inside. So ended up that they gave away a penalty. So the question why I brought this up was because he cannot give the penalty. So if you give the penalty, means that you thought there was a foul, and it's very clear to you the goal scoring opportunity, right? Why didn't you just give the red card first?
Yeah, exactly. So I again, boils down to the referee. You have to be decisive in that situation. If you give a foul, clear as daylight, is denial of a goal scoring opportunity, red card straight away. Or you don't give the foul, you let VAR decide first. Because on-field decision is no penalty, right?
Correct.
And then you see whether VAR overturns you, which highly likely they won't, because they always want to cover each other's backsides. They want to support each other's on-field decisions, right?
Correct.
Yeah. And then, so I think he gave penalty first to make sure that, it could be checked.
Yeah.
Then after that, the VAR room also, I don't know why they took so long to say that, by the way, you haven't checked for red card, that kind of thing. Come on, if Lacriox didn't pull him, he would have been true on goal,
Correct.
Yeah.
So like, even people,
it's only facts, bro. No hidden agenda, no lies. Yeah.
Even like the commentators were saying, like, maybe Henderson could have gotten there before Cunha. Like, bro, there's no way Henderson's getting there before Cunha.
Yeah. He was really in the strike of the ball.
Correct. So if Henderson had gotten there, right, there's a chance that Henderson also fouls Cunha.
Yeah. No, but that's one big if, that kind of thing. But if you replay it, it would have been so obvious that Cunha was in the strike of the ball and then through on goal.
Yep, I agree. Because it took way longer than it was supposed to.
Yeah, it was so long, bro. Until it was like 8 minutes injury time, right?
Yeah, it was so long to a point where I'm like, you need, like you said, like, you have to be decisive. You have to be able to know exactly what caused the instinct. Because if you're giving a red card, right, it means that you already thought of something already. Right?
Yeah.
So like, if you're gonna give the red card, just give the red card. Then end up really if it finish off. But again, United took advantage. Basically, what happened was Bruno converted a penalty, and then a while later, Bruno assists to score to Benjamin Sesko for Sesko scoring the winner, right? I think, right, like, Crystal Palace did well for most of this game. Like especially the first half, they did very well. The goal was like honestly, it was a very random goal. I don't know how the ball went into the net. It's just poor defending. But the first half, Palace were all over United. United couldn't get through. The game opened up after the red card.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So we know that Palace fans might be okay. They feel a bit hard done by. Even Glasner said that he feels that the red card was a bit harsh. But end of the day, Sesko scores, and we gotta talk about Sesko because very simple, bro. He won Man United 10 points.
Yeah, that's quite crazy. And then like maybe most of it was from the bench, right?
Yes. So
yeah,
and he scored 7 out of 8. Is it 7 goals in 8 games?
6 or 7. I can't remember. Yeah.
Yeah. So 7 goals in 8 games, right? So the points that he's won for United in like the past 4-5 games, right, is basically he won the points against Fulham, the goal against West Ham for the draw. He got a winning goal against Everton, and he got a winning goal against Palace. So in the last 4 to 5 games, right, he has won Man United, right, 10 points.
Yep.
Can you imagine, right, our striker getting you 10 points in the past 4 years?
It's good, yeah, definitely. You know, every top team needs a striker like that, you know, to win you at a crucial game. Yeah.
Correct. So, but question is, right, do you think there's more for him to do?
For sure, bro. He has to be a regular starter now, and then he needs to do this consistently. You know, you can't keep relying on him to score last minute goals, lah.
Correct.
You know, he has to do it earlier. The team has to find a way to integrate him fast. Okay,
yes.
I mean, it's good that they are riding on a high now. But come on, man, you have to be like ruthless from the first minute.
From the beginning, right?
Yeah, you can't wait until you down 1-0, down 1/2, that kind of thing. Then you start to respond, you know. I mean, the fact that he scored all these goals under like high pressure. Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
I want to really see him in his like stride. You know, when he's really on top of everything.
Correct. Because you mustn't forget that 2 of the goals were last minute.
Yeah. I think most of the goals were last minute. You know. But then we all know last minute goals are not sustainable.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah,
but
that's the most important.
The Crystal Palace one was a bit earlier than the last minute, but the West Ham one was literally last minute. The Fulham one was also last minute. Everton was late. Was quite late in the game. So end of the day, right, like I'm happy that we have a striker that basically we can count on.
Yep.
Because never in my wildest dreams, ever since like Falcao and Ronaldo left, right, that I will that you have a striker that will win you like 10 points. So you imagine, right? We have a goalkeeper that can win us points, and we have a striker that can get us points, that can get us wins. So,
but we have a right back that give away balls, lah.
That one forever, lah. That one since for 5 years already, lah.
Bro, you know it was so bad, right? That like even the fans and the commentator were saying, "Oh, he's having a hard time now." But that was like after the 6th or 7th time he gave the ball away. That they gave him so many chances, you know. That kind of thing.
He gave the ball away like I think the first half like 8 times.
Yeah, 8 times in less than 20 minutes.
It's ridiculous, right? Like
it's so ridiculous.
And okay, Luke Shaw's injured. So, but Mazraoui did a good job. Like what's new, right? With Luke Shaw injured, right? But Mazraoui did a good job. Right? I'm so glad that he's there. But we gotta get it sorted out, lah. Dahlo is just.
Fun fact: Luke Shaw played almost every game until this point. So have to really give him props. But then, you know, once in a while we have all this kind of thing. I don't know how long he'll be injured for again.
Yep.
It's just that our players' legs are made of glass, lah.
I mean,
and the fact that we haven't played like midweek games like so frequently, you know.
Correct.
Yeah, we're playing 1 game a week, that kind of thing.
I mean, if let's say for example we really need to, right, when Liche comes back, Liche could literally go to left back and then Mazraoui could play right back.
Don't even get me started, bro. He's injured again. So
so we shall see, right? But at the end of the day, right, Man United win. We are currently third, head of goal difference over Aston Villa, which we are gonna play like in 2 weeks, like next week.
Okay. Yep. I mean, they're in a bad run of form, so it's a good time to play them.
Yeah, it's a good time to play them. Basically, like at least give us a bit more direction in terms of trying to get to the UCL. So, let's just talk about our match of the week, which is basically Manchester United versus Newcastle. Newcastle is home. United's away. Do we have a shot? Considering
at St. James, it'll be tough, lah. But I don't think Newcastle is in a very good round of form. So, you know, they recently just, I think, drew with Everton or lost to them, if I'm not wrong.
Yep.
And then actually, fun fact, they were going to play like Barcelona next week. So
it's quite funny, right?
They lost to Everton, bro. Yeah, they lost to Everton.
It's quite funny, right? Like they are 15 points behind us.
Yeah, but they are in the Champions League, you know. Yeah, so I
don't know
think I
what's
would think
happening in
right,
Newcastle.
the Barcelona game might be good for us because they will be in a way prioritizing that game.
Yes.
Okay, but the game is 1 week away, so knowing Newcastle and their home ground, it won't be an easy place to go.
Yep. And the thing is that somehow right, Newcastle likes playing against Man United.
Yep.
So I don't know why. I don't know why, but I mean they're 13th now, 36 points, right? So it went from like them finishing at the top, right, to probably teetering at mid-table. Because they're not gonna get relegated. Let's be really frank. Because they are 12, they are about 11 points of the relegation zone. But they're not gonna go into the Champions League because they are too far off, like from where Liverpool is.
The only way is to win the Champions League.
Yeah, the only way is to win the Champions League, which I don't think is gonna happen. So this game, right? Let's talk about it. Very quick one. Is this gonna be a draw?
I think it'll be a tough game, lah. So I think
Yeah.
if it was a draw, I think it would be a fair result.
Yep.
Or midweek away game at Newcastle. It's quite hard, bro. I think it's quite hard. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be challenging. So
speaking of Newcastle, right, bro? Do you see the Tonali shot?
I saw, bro. No, hey, bro. I
that
will
was
say
a
this,
good
right?
shot.
I will say
that
this.
save, right?
The save, right, is
save
more
of the
is more
season.
impressive than the shot. The save is more impressive than the shot, bro.
Yeah, but it's like any other day, right, that ball is going in.
Yeah.
Is it because he shot it too central a little bit? A little bit
like,
too central.
Okay, I feel that, right, like most of the EPL goalkeepers, right, minus Andre Onana, have a certain level of reflex that they're able to just react.
That they're able to save this kind of shots, right?
Yeah, they save this kind of shot, right? But the thing is that this type of thing, right, is because it's straight. To me, I feel that if it's just veered a couple inches to his
goal already,
to the left already, right, or pixel right, is a goal already. Like there's no chance. Because it's dead straight on target, right? It's going into that corner. It's not even rising, it's like flat. So
bro, this is like the Gerrard-ish kind of volley, you know, right?
Correct. It's like a Gerrard-ish volley, right? But David De Gea level save.
Yeah. Even Pickford said it's his best save in his career.
I will agree.
Yeah.
Like I will really agree that that's Pixel's best save. Because that is the power of that, right? Like you can hear the crossbar rattling.
Yeah. And like the way he took it, right, was so like perfect, you know, right?
Correct.
Bro, he ran forward and volley, you know. How hard that is, no? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Or it's like kind of shot as a Tonali, you know you will score on that kind.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So it's like it's those type of shot, right? It's like most of the time, at least like 90%, if it's on target, it's a goal.
Yeah.
It's just that he just somehow got his hand to it, right? And
he won.
And it was
Everton the game, yeah.
Correct. Like even if let's say, for example, simple, if let's say Pickford got blocked by a defender from Everton, right, it's probably a goal also.
Yeah.
So no matter what, like the save that he pulled off, right, that is more impressive to me than the shot. Yeah. So I think we talked about too much about that already, right? Let's just conclude this episode, right, with the prediction. So what is the prediction, bro?
Draw lah, 1-1
1-1. Okay.
Let's go.
I'm also gonna go with 2-2. So 2-2, right? And then we're probably gonna figure out how to beat Aston Villa at Old Trafford the following week. So with that, you got anything else to add, bro, before it goes off?
Yeah, so I think F1's back this week, so let's see lah. I think it'll be fun. And then no football this weekend, so
yeah. But I unfortunately I probably will have to miss the race. So never mind. With that is it for this week's episode of the Football Kaki. Alright, so that is it for this week's episode of the Football Kaki, brought to you by Chit Chat Podcast Network. Now for those of you who are tuning in, we just want to say thank you, and we hope you continue to watch our other shows, which are the Copy Bros every Monday, where we have some fun interviews lined up for you. And if you do like the news in a different light, we do have the Loudest Podcast every Friday. We come together and talk about the news and the important events of the week. So with that, bro, you got anything else to add before we head off?
Let's go GGMU. Let's try to keep the third place.
Yes. We might be back in the Champions League, but let's not get our hopes up. We still got another 10 games to go. So with that, have a great week ahead, everybody. See you soon. Bye-bye.